All right, so this is the first of 3 lessons that I'm putting up this week, inspired by Jeff Beck, licks inspired by Jeff Beck, and specifically some tricks, some little ideas with the whammy bar. So I'm going to go into those in quite a bit of detail in these videos. The first lesson I'm doing today is more of a beginner level lesson, and then in a couple days I'm going to put something out that's more in the intermediate range, and then after that I'm going to do something that's a little more on the advanced range. So 3 lessons, a lot of the same basic inspiration, Jeff Beck / whammy bar style, but different levels of difficulty as I move along. For all 3 of these lessons, these are of course available on my site as black belt lessons. On the black belt lesson, you get the full solos that you see at the beginning of each of these videos in an interactive video, so you can slow down sections, you can loop sections, and you get access to the backing track. So once you start to get these licks down, you have a backing track to practice those licks over. So with that, let's get into the first lick here. Here is the first lick. All right, there's the first lick. Really simple 2-note lick, but I'm going to talk about this in quite a bit of detail, give you some ideas of how to use this technique, and in some different ways to apply this little 2-note lick. So first off, we're playing over B minor, the B minor chord here. This key, this song is basically in the key of B minor. The chord progression is really simply B minor, A major, and then E major. So this lick right here is happening over the B minor. And you'll notice that the 2 notes played fit over the B minor chord really well. We're starting off with the root, the B note, and the minor third. So those notes fit really well with the B minor chord. So first off, the technique. It took me a long time to do this well. And the basic idea here is that you hit a note, and then when you hit this note with the whammy bar effect there, you pull up the whammy bar and hit the note at the same exact time. So now, first off, it's worth pointing out that Jeff Beck plays with his fingers. He doesn't play with the pick. So doing this technique is much easier to do if you play with your fingers, because when you pluck the note with your thumb, like Jeff Beck tends to do, you have all these fingers free and open to do whatever you want with the whammy bar. So much easier to do, but you can do it with a pick too. All that means is that when you grip the whammy bar, you have to keep these fingers free, and then with those free fingers, I usually do either these 2 fingers or sometimes all 3 if you can manage it. It really doesn't matter. Just take some of those free fingers and grab the whammy bar. And what you want to do is you want to get the whammy bar near the top, near the very end, because when you do this thing, You'll notice that you get much more action in that vibrato back and forth thing if you do the bend and let go up here. And I'm really just yanking up on it. Like that. So you don't want to grab it, say, in the middle of the bar like this. It's not quite as aggressive as if you do it up here. You get a much better effect the higher you pull off on the whammy bar. So try and pull off right at the end of it. So that's the basic idea. To get good at this, what you want to do is just very slowly practice pulling up the whammy bar and picking at the same time. Doesn't need to be any faster than that. You're just getting used to the coordination of this hand and making sure that pull up and the pick happen at the same exact time. So that's it. That's the basic lick. What you can do here is you can experiment with doing this over different chords. So like I said at the beginning, we're playing two notes that fit very well with a B minor chord, but you could play, well, first different notes within the B minor chord. So I could play the, say, minor third and fifth. You can do that. You can play it over a major chord. So maybe I play the B major chord. I play the B note in the major third. Really simple two-note lick that you can experiment in different ways over different chords. But that's the basic lick there. And you can do variations of that. So that time I delayed it. So I picked the note and then waited a beat, and then I did the trick. So a lot of different variations of that simple two-note lick that sound cool. So this is the type of thing where you take the basic idea and you just experiment with it in different ways. So that's it. Let's play the lick through one more time at a slow speed. Okay, there's the second lick, and this lick probably sounds harder than it actually is. We're basically dealing with really two notes on your left hand, and you're just using the whammy bar at the right time to make a nice little three-note style effect here. So the basic lick pick down on the 19th fret, hammer up to, 19th fret, hammer onto the 22, then pull off, and then do a little whammy bar dive and back up. Just a really simple, start off with that first. So hammer on, pull off, and then whammy bar down and up. And you want to get back down, drop it down about a full step. So if I was to do that without the whammy bar, it would sound like this. I'm going all the way down and bending it down a full step down to the 17th fret. Once you get that simple thing down, hammer on, pull off, whammy bar up and down, you got the basic lick. And basically what you can do here is you can mix up the speeds faster or slower. maybe end up with one of those little pull-offs, whammy bar pull-offs we did in the first lick. Something like that. But that's the entire lick. And at the very end, I just hammer on to the 21st fret on the 3rd string and slide down. So, but this is a really good example of something that is a really simple lick. It's a really simple, basically a 2-note idea. Sounds much harder than it actually is. And also easy to pull off in a solo because it's such a simple idea. It's easy to work in. So that's it. I'll also say, again, this is like the first lick. This is the lick where you get the basic idea down and just experiment with different variations of it. So like I said before, you can do that whammy bar pull-off thing. You can experiment with different speeds. Things like that. Obviously, you can play it in different keys. But really pretty straightforward, easy lick that sounds super cool. So that's it. Let's play through it one more time at a slow speed. All right, so this last lick I'm going to cover here, we're getting into B minor pentatonic territory, some more traditional territory here, and just a pretty basic pentatonic lick. No whammy bar, although I'm sure there's some variations you can do here where you can throw that in, but really basic pull off. We're in the B minor home position here, the main position. First few notes of the lick are that. We're pulling off 10-7, and then bending up a half step on the 9, down and pull off. Land on the 9th fret on the 4th string. And then we do this little thing here. Really standard pentatonic stuff. So just hammer on 7 to 9, bend up, follow up with the 7 on the 2nd and 1st, then back to the 7 on the 2nd string, and then bend up on the 10th fret on the 2nd string. So that's it. Really straightforward pentatonic stuff. Nothing too special there. Again, a beginner level lick. Stick around for the rest of the week. The licks are going to get much more complicated as we get through the week. So pay attention and look for those lessons coming out. All right, let's play this one more time at a slow speed.